Okay lang, ano? Okay. So we go on page 1, line 2, delete the words of 2018. On line 5, replace capital C, capital E, capital E, capital U with small letters. On line 6, delete capital T, capital S, replace with small letters. On line 7, delete capital D, capital S, replace with small letters. On line 8, delete capital P, capital L, replace with small letters. On line 11, delete capital C, capital E, replace with small letters. On line 4, delete capital P, capital L, replace with small letters. On line 17, actually this is all, okay, on line 17, replace capital P, capital L, replace with small letters. On line 18, delete capital C, capital E, replace with small letters. I so move, Mr. Chair.
As far as the amendments in page 1, the House accepts, Mr. Chair.
All right, on page 2, line 1, delete the entire section A and re-letter accordingly. On line 12, delete capital E, replace it with small e. On line 13, delete capital E, capital U, capital P, capital L, replace it with small letters. On line 15, delete capital S, capital B, replace it with small letters. On line 26, delete the entire section F. On line 31, delete the entire section G. On line 37, delete capital L, replace it with small l. Delete capital D, capital S, replace it with small d. And re-letter accordingly. I so move, Mr. Chair.
On the part of the House, we accept, Mr. Chair.
On page 3, renumber the entire, re-letter the entire section accordingly. And then on page 3, line 1, delete capital S, replace it with small s. And line 2, replace the words distribution utility with DU. On line 3, replace capital T, capital S, replace it with small letters. On line 4, delete capital E, capital U, replace it with small letters. Okay. On line 6, delete capital U, replace it with small u. Line 7, delete capital D, capital S, replace it with small letters. On line 10, delete capital F, small, replace it with small letters. On line 14, delete capital U, replace it with small letters. On line 17, delete capital A, replace it with small letter. On line 19, delete capital P, capital L, capital C, replace it with small letter. Line 20, delete capital C, capital E, replace it with small letters. On line 23, delete capital I, replace it with small letters. On line 26, delete capital P, capital L, capital C, delete small letters. And line 27, delete capital C, capital E, replace it with small letters. On line 29, delete section letter O and re-letter accordingly. On line 36, insert ano ito? Colon?
36. Delete the open and close quotation marks.
And then replace with?
Wala na yan, sir.
Okay.
na siya power ngayon, na-rename na siya.
Joint Energy Commission. Nagpalit na ba?
Yes, sir. Kasi yung under energy efficiency, JCEC na siya.
Ito ba
Na-rename
yun?
na natin. Yes, sir. Na-rename natin siya sa energy efficiency.
Rename ba natin?
Yes, sir. Na-rename natin. Na-rename natin.
Okay. All right. On line 34, replace the word power and replace it. Delete the word power, replace it with energy, and replace JCPC with JCEC. In the energy efficiency law, we amended the commission. Instead of Joint Congressional Power Commission, we renamed it to Joint Congressional Energy Commission so that it will be broader, encompassing other forms of energy.
Pero padagdagan mo after ng 2001 as amended by Republic Act number 11 to 85.
On line 36, delete open parenthesis, close parenthesis, and add as amended by Republic Act number 11285. And on line 38, delete the entire section Q. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Ito yung omnibus sa mga
On that part of the House, we accept. Mr. Chair, can we go back to page 2, line 10? In reference to the Civil Code of the Philippines, as refers to as Republic Act number 386, can we propose that we include the word as amended?
We accept, Mr. Chair. So on page 4, I would like to make an omnibus motion, Mr. Chair, so I don't want to repeat myself. All the words power line corridor, end user, conveyance of electricity, owner or operator of power lines, power line obstruction, tall growing plants, hazardous improvements, hazardous activities should be in small letters, Mr. Chair.
We accept, Mr. Chair.
On line 15, we delete section T and re-letter accordingly. On line 22, we delete Republic Act number 7920, otherwise known as, and delete open quotation marks and close quotation marks. On line 25, we delete section V. On line 30, we delete section W. I so move, Mr. Chair.
We accept, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, on page 5, line 21, after the word "the," include Energy Regulatory Commission and delete the abbreviation ERC. On line 23, delete open and close quotation marks. I so move, Mr. Chair.
We accept, Mr. Chair.
On page 6, line 20, delete comma and the words "without reasonable cause." I so move, Mr. Chair.
We accept, Mr. Chair.
On page 7, line 5, we include the abbreviation DENR, and we include the abbreviation PCA. On line 6, we delete the word "end," and we include the abbreviation LGUs and the words "and other relevant government agencies." On line 10, we delete the words Republic Act number 6541, otherwise known as, and remove open and close parentheses. Open and close quotation marks. And on line 13, we include the abbreviation DPWH, HLURB, and LGU, and delete the words local government units. So moved, Mr. Chair.
We accept, Mr. Chair.
On page... Tama ba?
Mr. Chair, can we have a 1-minute recess?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Session resumed. On page 8, line 10, delete the word and replace it with or. On line 11, include abbreviation AFP and the words provided, AFP, provided, comma, that the LGU officials, the PNP, or the AFP shall render such assistance. On line 24, include the words timber, forest products, and coconut. On line 27, delete the words Department of Environment and Natural Resources and replace it with DENR. On line 28, delete and the words Philippine Coconut Authority, replace it with PCA. On line 29, after the word lumber, add comma, and the words and other relevant government agencies.
Consistency lang. Delete mo yung and. Ano mo dito, and transporting sa title lang. After removing and transporting.
We go back to line 24, delete the word and after the word removing, insert the words and transporting. And now on line 31, we delete the entire section 13. On line 36, we delete the words local government units and replace it with LGU.
Mr. Chair.
Yung section 13, right of immunity.
Okay.
babasahin mo.
Yes, I think we'll replace section 13.
Yes. Mr. Chair, we recommend and we propose that a new section 13 be incorporated to read as follow. Section 13, right of eminent domain. Subject to the limitations and procedures prescribed by the law, the power to exercise the right of eminent domain granted to any persons with a franchise to operate, manage, and maintain the electric power lines shall be governed by pertinent provisions of the rules of court. We propose, Mr. Chair.
We accept, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
On line 9, Mr. Chair, on page 9, line 4, we replace 14 to 15 in section 14 and number accordingly. On line 28, we replace the word Department of Energy and replace it with DOE. On line 30, we add the abbreviation DPWH and remove the words Department of Public Works and Highways. On line 32, delete the words Department of Environment and Natural Resources, replace it with DNR. On line 33, we delete the words Philippine Coconut Authority, replace it with PCA. On line 34, we delete the words Philippine National Police, replace it with PNP. In the same line, we delete the words Armed Forces of the Philippines, replace it with AFP. On line 36, we delete the words 90 and replace it with 120 days.
Instead of power.
On line 25, we delete the word power, replace with energy. I so move, Mr. Chair.
On the part of the House, we accept, Mr. Chair.
And lastly, on page 10, on line 6, we remove the quotation marks, open and close quotation marks. On line 7, we also remove open and close quotation marks. On line 8, we delete the words Republic Act number 7279 as amended, otherwise known as. On line 9, we remove open and close quotation marks. I so move, Mr. Chair.
On the part of the House, we accept, Mr. Chair.
With that, Mr. Chair, we conclude our Bicameral Conference Committee on the Anti-Obstruction of Power Lines Act. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Chair. Before we conclude, Mr. Chair, can I be given a few minutes to say my words?
Definitely, Mr. Chair. This is, well, first of all, this is your bill. No, this is. I'd like to put on record that the main proponent and the person who really pushed this bill up to the last minute is no other than Congressman Kaloy Uy Barreta. And I would like to also put on record that there are two bills that he passionately defended until the very end. That was, the first one was the ESRF, the the Electric Co-op Resiliency Fund,
Yes.
which is one of the first bills that I filed, no, courtesy of Congressman Kaloy. And this is the second bill that he passionately defended until the very end. And we can just see how Congressman Kaloy is really passionate in improving the operations, improving the lives of our electric cooperatives, and definitely when our electric cooperatives are efficient and managed properly, our consumers stand to benefit from that. And really appreciate and I will really give a lot of credit to Congressman Kaloy. It's been an honor to work with you in the last 3 years. Marami ho kaming, Congressman Kaloy, marami ho kaming hindi ho nag-agree sa maraming bagay. So totoo lang, no? But all of this naman are professional and we take it as improvements to our advocacies. And in the last 3 years, I've learned a lot personally from him. Congressman Kaloy, I would say, is one of our foremost leading expert in the electric cooperative sector, and it's really an honor to work with you in the last few years. Thank you very much, Congressman Kaloy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the kind words. I just like also to give thanks and credit to all the staff, especially from the House of Representatives, also from the Senate, and I'd like to personally express my appreciation to the very hardworking chairman, my chairman, Congressman Lord Velasco, and to the ever equally hardworking chairman of the Senate Committee on Energy, Senator Win Gatchalian. It was my honor to be a part of the Committee on Energy and this BICAM committee. On the part of all the stakeholders, my stakeholders in the energy sector and family, it was my privilege to be of service to all of you, and I hope and I would like to honor my father. My father has always been saying to me that in any situation or any place that you are privileged to be in or be a part of, let it be your goal to always find it in a better place when you leave it. So on that, I would like to give my appreciation and gratitude to everyone, my colleague in the 17th Congress, and also to everybody who make this possible. Thank you and maraming salamat po.
Congressman Salon, any words?
Yes, like Congressman Kaloy, both of us lost the elections. So unfortunately, I represent the agriculture sector, especially the farmers and fisher folks, and definitely measures of like this, which we approved at the BICAM level, will definitely ease the plight of our sector, the sector that I represent, because any help in reducing the cost of energy, we know definitely that the agriculture sector, most of them are members of electric cooperatives. So thank you very much for this opportunity of serving in the 17th Congress, and definitely we'll be back, I'm sure, soon in the next election. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman Caloy. And just to report to everyone, dahil marami ho tayong stakeholders dito, just to report to everyone, in the last 3 years under the 17th Congress, we have passed 5 bills, no? And of course, Murang Kuryente Act, Anti-Obstruction Power Line Act, the Electric Co-ops Resiliency Fund, the Energy Conservation, Efficiency and Conservation Act, and also the EVOS, no, Electric Virtual One-Stop Shop bill. I think this is the most number of bills that the Energy Committee has passed in recent memory, and I would like to once again thank our colleagues in the House. Now, hindi ho mangyayari ito kung the House and the Senate will not work together to move forward. So thank you very much, Kong Caloy, Kong Salon, for your cooperation and support. And sabi ko nga kay Kong Caloy, kahit na hindi namin siya makakasama next 18 Congress, but I will need his expertise and his charm. No? Ang galing ho ito mag-charm, kaya nakukuha yung gusto niya in passing all of these reform bills. So thank you very much, everyone. And of course, to our stakeholders, and nakita ko sila Attorney Rani, sila Larry, si Pio, who's always present here, and of course the other stakeholders who've been really religiously joining us and participating. Thank you very much. This is our last BICAM. Wala na ho tayong Energy Committee hearing in the next few weeks because we only have 2 more weeks to conclude the 17th Congress. So thank you very much to everyone. Maraming salamat po.
Credit should also be given to the chairman of the House Committee, Congressman Lord Velasco, and my speaker, and also it's the first time po na talagang ganong ka-passionate and ganong kasipag yung both chairman, both of the House of Representatives, and equally hardworking and competent, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Energy. Boss, maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Caloy. Kahit na naman na wala ka sa Kongreso, I'm sure you'll be the consultant of the Speaker on energy matters. Yeah. So thank you very much again, and in behalf of the Senate, this Bicameral Conference Committee is now adjourned.
On the part of the House, this Bicameral Committee is hereby adjourned.
Sir, picture muna.